By show of hands, do you guys remember the new bike company Rave and their Bullet GT bike that I reviewed? I think about 2 months ago at this point. This model really caught my attention for a number of reasons. The big one is the aesthetics. The bike looks phenomenal. Essentially on par with Super 73, just a little bit different. Other things I really enjoyed was the seat. The thing is massive, super plush, comfortable bike to ride. That's a big deal, especially if you want to use this for daily commuting. You don't want to feel beat up when you're done riding it. And the other big feature was the dual battery configuration. It gave you a combined 28 amp hours of battery capacity at 48 volts. And if you want to learn more about the bike and all the small details, make sure to check out that original review video. But the reason why I'm talking about it today is twofold. The first smaller reason is that the price has come down pretty significantly for the time being. Right now, it is just $2,000. Because of the unique battery capacity, the original price of $2,200 I thought was pretty fair. So this new price of $2,000 I think is just that much better. And you can finally include a full set of fenders and a rear rack, although the price tag here, $60 and $90, is a little bit high. But the main reason why I'm talking about this bike today is because they've released a brand new version, a high-end model called the GTX. And this essentially fixes and addresses all of the shortcomings I initially had with the previous model. So for example, the rear shock on the Bullet GT wasn't great. It had a super stiff spring and the quality just generally wasn't that good. It is an easy part to switch out, but with this new model, by default, it comes with a much better air shock. I'm also noticing that they're using much better tires. These are the popular and well-rated Huntsman tire. These are much more puncture resistant and just last a lot longer than most bicycle grade tires. So like the shock, it's another small upgrade that is meaningful because you don't have to do it yourself. I thought the brakes on the original were pretty good. My only complaint was the disc itself was small. I wish it was at least 180 millimeters in diameter. With the new model, they don't mention anything about the disc size, but the brake calipers themselves are upgraded to 4-piston. And I gotta say, so far, an air shock, these much better third-party tires, 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes, no other bike in this price range has anything like this. The motor is also upgraded to a peak power of 1500 watts. The original was 1300 watts. If we're being completely impartial here, I would have liked to see this number be a bit closer to 2000 watts because 1300 to 1500 really isn't that much of a difference. But the single specification that I'm most jazzed about is the battery. So it's still dual battery configuration, 28 amp hours, but the voltage went from 48 to 52. And this was my biggest complaint, I guess you can say, about the original model. I wish it was a slightly higher voltage configuration, and they finally gave us that with this new GTX model. And a higher voltage battery is going to make the entire bike feel a lot more responsive and peppy, and that's probably why the top speed here is increased to 35 miles per hour. And I would also expect the acceleration to be a nice improvement from the original model, which was a shortcoming. The acceleration on the GT wasn't anything special, but the GTX with both a higher wattage motor and a higher voltage battery should address that. And did I mention the price tag right now is only $2,400? $2,400 for this package? Air suspension, dual batteries, 52 volts, comfortable seat, 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes. For comparison, the Rev 1 I think is the closest competitor, and the battery here is much smaller, 52 volts, 20 amp hours. They both have a very attractive aesthetic to them, and again, the seat on the Bullet GT was the most comfortable thing I've ever experienced. So honestly, any way you cut it right now, I think it's pretty obvious that the new GTX model at the current discounted price is the best bike at this price range right now. They addressed the few shortcomings that I had with the original GT model. The only real criticism I can give them here is the motor. I wish it was closer to 2000 watts of peak power, similar to the X-Class. And fenders. I wish the full-length fenders were included by default like on the Rev 1. So yeah, I'll go ahead and leave an affiliate link to the new GTX model, link down below if you guys want to check it out, potentially buy it before this deal is over. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like before you go, and I'll see you guys in the next one.